starting in 5 seconds. One of the requirements for heavier than air flying machines is a structure that combines strength with lightweight. This is true for birds as well as planes. Birds have many physical features besides wings that work together to enable them to fly. They need lightweight, streamlined, rigid structures for flight. The four forces of flight weight, lift, drag, and thrust affect the flight of birds. The shape of bird's wing is important for producing lift. The increased speed over a curved larger wing area creates a longer path of air. This means the air is moving more quickly over the top surface of the wing, reducing air pressure on the top of the wing and creating lift. Also, the angle of the wing tilted deflects air downwards, causing a reaction force in the opposite direction and creating lift. Larger wings produce greater lift than smaller wings, so smaller winged birds and planes need to fly faster to maintain the same lift as those with larger wings. Wing loading tells you how fast a bird or plane must fly to be able to maintain lift. Wing loading is equal to weight upon wing area kilograms per square meter. A smaller wing loading number means the bird plane can fly more slowly while still maintaining lift and is more maneuverable. Gliding. When a bird is gliding, it doesn't have to do any work. The wings are held out to the side of the body and do not flap. As the wings move through the air, they are held at a slight angle which deflects the air downwards and causes a reaction in the opposite direction, which is left. But there is also drag air resistance on the bird's body, so every now and then the bird has to tilt forward and go into a slight dive so that it can maintain forward speed. Soaring flight is a special kind of glide in which the bird flies in a rising air current called a thermal. Because the air is rising, the bird can maintain its height relative to the ground. The albatross uses this type of soaring to support its multi-year voyages at sea. Birds' wings flap with an up and down motion. This propels them forward. The entire wingspan has to be at the right angle of attack, which means the wings have to twist and do so automatically with each downward stroke to keep aligned with the direction of travel. A bird's wing produces lift and thrust During the downstroke, the air is deflected downwards and also to the rear. The bird reduces its angle of attack and partially folds its wings on the upward stalk so that it passes through the air with the least possible resistance. The inner part of the wing has very little movement and can provide lift in a similar way to gliding. Birds' wing flap with an up and down motion. This propels them forward. The entire wingspan has to be at the right angle of attack, which means the wings have to twist and do so automatically with each downward stroke to keep aligned with the direction of travel. A bird's wing produces lift and thrust during the downstroke. The air is deflected downwards and also to the rear. The bird reduces its angle of attack and partially folds its wings on the upward stroke so that it passes through the air with the least possible resistance. The inner part of the wing has very little movement and can provide lift in a similar way to gliding. Birds obtain thrust by using their strong muscles and flapping their wings. Some birds may jump from a tree to give them forward thrust for flight. Others may use a running takeoff from the ground. Different birds have different adaptive features to meet their flight needs. Some birds are small and can manipulate their wings and tail to maneuver easily, such as the Piwaka Waka fantail. The hawk, with its large wingspan, is capable of speed and soaring. Gannets and seabirds are streamlined to dive at high speeds into the ocean for fish. Stop.